muscle. We got some full body hypertrophy week today, or we got some full body hypertrophy today. This week, all week long, obviously it's been hypertrophy. We got some more shoulders and back today, but today's gonna be mostly full body equipment. You need some dumbbells and a band and maybe a bench, simple stuff. But we're gonna start with mobility. We're gonna do some banded halos to open up our shoulders. So small little band, pull the band apart, and then think about making big, gigantic circles with your shoulder. Try to drop one side down, keeping that band pulled apart the whole time. Do about 10 each side, taking your time. Alright guys, once you get done with the band, 10 each side, we're going to do some scapular rockers, plank scapular rocker. So low plank position, think about moving the scapula, pinching down, rocking forward, and then rock your hips back by pressing your hands into the floor. You can put your palms down if that makes you feel a little bit better. Try to get your hips back, try to get your chest closer to your thighs, look up at your hands. Figure out where you need more of a stretch. Keep your breathing down, and then drop down into a plank, and then rinse and repeat. Pinch, rock forward. Just trying to create some movement in the upper back. At the same time, we're going to be getting our core engaged. So pinch down, squeeze those shoulder blades. Try to get yourself close to the floor without touching it. Pull yourself or pull your head forward or up toward your fingertips, and then press your hands, elbows into the floor, then pull back. All right, warm-up time, 3 exercises. Ascending reps, chasing the pump. This one should be in our shoulders and core. Here's how it's going down. Pike, ankle. I should say ankle, not toe. So we're in a high plank position now. Okay, we're going to press our hips back and then think about bringing our chest, elbow, armpit, reaching over, touching the opposite ankle, coming back down to a high plank. And then obviously other side. When you reach, try to drop that heel down. You're just going to feel more of a stretch in your hamstrings and more of a rotation, obviously, in the core. Again, 2, and then right into your next one, which is going to be a hand release push-up. So here, keep the core nice and tight. Bring the elbows back, pinching the shoulder blades, and then pressing full range into that push-up. Okay? On your knees is totally fine. Just think about keeping that trunk nice and tight and going all the way down and all the way back up. Okay, that's your next exercise. And immediately after that, you're going to go right to a walkout, high plank, walk yourself up, get a good stretch, open up the hamstring, or open up the hammies and get the glutes engaged, and then continue to walk yourself all the way back out to that high plank, and then rinse and repeat as many reps as you're doing for that round. Okay, so 2, 2, 2, adding 1, 1, 1 each time up until you need a little bit of a rest, or you want to take a break, or you want to take a drink, and then reset back down to 3. The idea is to get some blood in certain parts of our body. Chasing the pump this week becomes a habit, and then it's part of who you are. Speaking of who you are, let's do some work. Supersets, 3 groups of supersets. Yeah, like I said earlier, today's gonna be full body. You guys know the deal. 4 rounds or 4 supersets, taking 30 seconds in between each one, and then taking about a minute to a minute and a half in between each cluster or each superset grouping. Your exercises. First one, your first superset is going to be exercise A is going to be a 1 arm row. Okay, so holding something, you guys obviously here have benches. Folks at home, if you need a bench or a box or a couch or something, rest your hand so the hand is directly under the shoulder for the best base of support. Staggering your stance, whatever leg, whatever arm you're deciding to do, because you're doing one at a time, you want to stagger that leg back just to create some room. Okay, you guys know we're working the lats, which are all the way down here and all the way up here. So you're looking for kind of wrapping your elbow around your spine. When you're taking this position, you think about swinging forward a little bit. So rock forward, stretch out the lat, and then think about rowing that dumbbell all the way back to your back pocket, I should say. And then think about bringing the whole shoulder around the spine. Right? So you're thinking about this way. I see this a lot. Right? Not a lot of movement in the upper back, that's where we're trying to put that energy right now. We're trying to strengthen that. So, nice proud chest. Don't be afraid to lift your chest up. We're doing 12 each. I'll say 10 to 12. Anywhere from 10 to 12 you're doing. With that, next up it's going to be a squat and crawl out. Low squat position here. Stay here. Crawl yourself out. And then right back into that. It's kind of like a walkout, where it's a little bit different. You get a chance to get more lower body work in there and also still work your shoulders. Okay, we're doing 10 of those. Folks at home, if you don't have a pull-up situation, you can do a band pull down. Same thing, where you're pulling that band straight down as if you were doing a pull-up. Okay, you're mimicking that range of motion with the joints. Maybe not as much of resistance as a regular pull-up, but you're still getting the action of the pull-up. Okay? That's an option for you guys. And then your superset with that is going to be Renegade row. So, assuming a high plank position with some dumbbells, nice firm grip on the dumbbells. Same thing with that row. Trying to get that elbow back and around the spine. Trying to keep your hips straight. If you need to, adjust your hips, adjust your foot placing. That'll be a bigger base of support for you. It'll be easier for you. And then as you get stronger, you can kind of work your way back in. But I take a nice exaggerated stance, and it allows me to keep my hips square and my core nice and tight. 8 each on that. And then your last superset is going to be a goblet squat. 1 dumbbell or 1 kettlebell close to your body, feet a little wider than shoulder width. You're doing your full squat. Okay, getting full extension of the hips at the top. Doing 10 of those. And your superset is going to be overhead reverse lunge. Keeping that dumbbell or plate or barbell directly above your head. Reversing that step back, gently kissing the floor with that back knee, standing back up. Okay, simple stuff. Looking for a stacked position. Hands over shoulders, hips over ankles. Good solid core. We're doing 8 each of those. That's your last superset. 4 rounds of each. All right, guys, finish your time. We got one more exercise, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Great little mobility / a little more core work. Here's how it's going down. It's going to be called a wiper, like a windshield wiper. So 2 different ways you can do it. One's going to be more core involved, and one's going to make more of a mobility drill. Hands at your side. Try to keep your hands planted, shoulder planted. Drop your knees toward one side, and once you start feeling that shoulder lift up, stop the movement. The idea is to keep your shoulders down and use your core and lats. And then bring your belly button in. Think about twisting to the other side. That's one way. 2 ways if you want to elevate this. Kick your legs straight. Same principle. Drop down. Once you start feeling that shoulder lift up, don't let it come off the ground. Big exhale up, right back to center, and then drop towards the other side. Cool?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's get it. Let's go.